Good evening and welcome to OCAA Volleyball on Mohawk TV. I'm Cody Lake.
And I'm Wes Linwood.
And we're here to bring you what is sure to be an exciting matchup versus your Mohawk Mountaineers and the Sheridan Bruins. And taking a look back at the last time these two teams played, we only have to travel back to October, just before Halloween. And Mohawk took a tough loss, but that was a very good game, which is sure to set up a very tight second matchup, Wes.
Definitely looks like we're going to have a very close game here today.
Although Mohawk took the loss, they played most of the sets very closely, and the points were almost even at the end. Sheridan only scoring 4 more points on the entire day than Mohawk.
Just about to get started here, and it looks like Sheridan will have the first serve of the game as Manuela Alvarez. The dig. And a nice way to start off there for Mohawk as Danielle Camps gets a nice little tip right off the fingers and out there.
Yeah, just rolls that one right off the block there, Wes.
Now Amanda Kuiper will serve for Mohawk. And that is out just a little over the heads of the Sheridan squad there. Now Taylor Lay will serve. And it hits the top of the net, and a diving dig there by Kelsey Kovar to keep the ball alive. And it gets sent over the net. And just a mistimed volley, I guess. And Sheridan wasn't able to get the ball over the net, so that was an easy point pickup for Mohawk.
Yeah, Kelsey Kovar, good movement there. She saved the point there at the beginning of the play, and then gets over across the court to end up blocking that one.
And then just now she gets the serve. I guess the serve is ace as well.
She's doing it all to start this one for Mohawk. They jump out to an early lead, 3-1.
And what a serve that was. Just barely goes over the net and drops right in front of the Sheridan squad. And they just weren't able to reach it. That was a low one. And wow, that is 3 service aces in a row for Kelsey Kovar. As the Sheridan squad just seems like they're just miscommunicating and being all over the place.
And also really strong serves from Kovar, but I would have to agree, Sheridan hasn't really been communicating well or picking up these plays at all, these serves at all.
A diving dig there by Kinsley Child, but unfortunately goes out of bounds. And Sheridan will pick up that point there after Mohawk had a 4-point run to go up 5-2. And now Joelle Parnham will serve. And a huge block there by the Sheridan squad, but it's kept alive by Kelsey Kovar. And a huge block by Danielle Camps for Mohawk to pick up the point there.
Strong effort as she does it all herself and stops that attack.
And now Danielle Camps will get the serve. The dig. And a huge block there by Lindsay Vanderwide. 2 huge blocks in a row from Mohawk to pick up 2 points. And Danielle Camps will serve again. And Sheridan will pick up an easy point there as it just soars over their heads.
And speaking of close, Wes, this game's gonna be close. Mohawk and Sheridan close in the standings. Mohawk sitting at 4th and Sheridan 5th, but they're just one game or half a game technically in between them. as Mohawk sitting at 8-5 and Sheridan at 8-6. So must-win games kind of for both these teams.
And that was a huge, powerful spike there to get the kill for Sheridan, as it just exploded past the Mohawk squad there. Mohawk still up 3 points though. Tamia Cooper Evelyn will serve for Sheridan. The dig by Cover. And unfortunately, Lindsay Vanderwide hits the top of the net. And that will be another point for Sheridan. Cooper Evelyn will serve again. And just an awkward play as a low serve barely went over the net. And the dig, the ball went immediately backward to Sheridan's side, and they were not prepared for that. And Mohawk will pick up that point and go up by 3. And Vanderwide will now serve. And it hits the top of the net, but the Sheridan squad keeps it alive. That was just an awkward off the side of the hand shot there as the Mohawk squad went up to block it, but as I said, it hit the side of a hand and just misbounced and was not able to get to it.
Vanderwide will come off now for Mohawk.
Caitlin Long had that serve, Jessica McIsaac with the awkward dig, but they keep it alive and send it over the net. In a huge block, but it's sent back to the Mohawk side. Diving effort from Covert to keep it alive there. And Jessica McIsaac has a nice backcourt spike to pick up the point as it went off of the arms of a defender there.
That was a really big point for Mohawk there, as they were starting to lose traction on that lead.
Just a little bit. Still up by 3 here, though. Jessica McIsaac will serve. And unfortunately, she sends that directly into the net. Sheridan will pick up that point. A little confusion on who's going to serve for Sheridan. And now Dana Renfrew will have the serve. And a little quick one over the net. But Mohawk gets a nice point as Danielle Camp sets up the dig. And Amanda Kuiper just sends it flying to the backcourt immediately.
Yeah, nobody there, Wes. There was nobody even try to get that one.
Jessica Heidbert will now serve. And a backcourt shot looked like it was going out, but Jessica McIsaac kept it alive. And Kelsey Colbert comes in with a huge blast of her own, but unfortunately it goes over the all the Sheridan squad and out of bounds. 10-8 here. And now Rachel Abrahams will serve. The dig by Kinsley Child. And a nice shot there by Cover as it rolled along the top of the net. And there was still the missed dig there by the Sheridan player. Amanda Kuiper will now serve. The dig. And that was a really powerful spike there by Tamia Cooper Evelyn. The dig there by Cover. The back set by Kuiper. And a nice tip, just barely off the fingertips to pick up that point there, as it initially was called out.
Yeah, and a nice read by the referee to see that one, because it was just the slightest of a tip.
Kovar with the serve. And just a well-placed shot as it just went right off the fingertips of Tamia Cooper Evelyn.
Knock
for
on
the
wood.
service ace.
Knock on wood. See if she can do it again. 3 times in a row the first time up to the service line.
An awkward double dig there for Mohawk to pick up the point. That's 2 service aces in a row. Looking to go for 3 for 3 as Sheridan calls their first timeout of the game here.
Yeah, obviously just looking to cool off Kovar there at the service line, knowing that she had a good stroke the first time up and then hit 2 in a row right there. So other than just trying to recoup your team, you definitely want to look at cooling off that server, like not letting them
For sure,
stay
you don't
hot.
want to stay in the momentum that they have going for themselves there.
No, give them a minute off and maybe they come back out and hit it into the net.
For sure, Sheridan just in general has to be looking to bring it to come back here, as seeing how close they are in the standings, the score really, you would think, wouldn't be a 5-point lead right now.
No, but here's what sticks out to me, Wes. Sheridan won the last game, and with the stats, obviously they won 3 sets to 1, so they look like the better team. But I think this is a different Mohawk team they're facing here tonight. We've had the pleasure of watching them these last few weeks, and they were named one of the OCAA teams of the week. So
yeah, Mohawk did have a rough start too to the season as well.
And they've been on fire over the last couple months.
Now Kelsey Kovar will have the serve and go for her 6th in total service ace. And a huge block there by Danielle Camps. But that is a point for Sheridan nonetheless, as it went off her hands and immediately out of bounds. Joelle Parnham had the serve there. Amanda Kuiper with a nice back set to Lindsay Vanderwide. And she had a nice shot just off the side of the hand of one of the Sheridan players. Mohawk holding on to that 5-point lead they got going. Meredith Elstone will now have the serve. And unfortunately, she puts it directly into the net. That will be a point for Sheridan. And now Kovar will come back in. And now Tamia Cooper Evelyn will have the serve. The dig there by Kovar. And a nice shot there, but it gets blocked by Rachel Abrahams and Caitlin Long.
Yeah, all the Mountaineers just kind of collapsed towards the net there, and it just kind of bounced right over top of their heads off the block.
Now Tamia Cooper Evelyn will have the serve again. That is a nice point pickup there by Lindsay Vanderwide, as she has a nice shot. Not super powerful, but enough to just hit off the palms of the hands of the Sheridan squad and go right down. Lindsay Vanderwide will have the serve now. Nice low serve. And a huge block off the fingertips, but it goes back and it gets kept alive by Kovar and Camps. And a nice little tip, but it is kept alive by Vanderwide. And Jess McIsaac comes in for a nice little shot there, but it unfortunately gets blocked by the Sheridan squad. So they'll pick up that point. Sheridan cut the lead to 3 now. Caitlin Long will now serve. The dig by Kovar. Nice little backcourt shot, but it gets kept alive there. The dig by Child. Lindsay Vanderwide with a nice spike, but it is kept alive with a nice dig by Sheridan. And a powerful shot from Jessica McIsaac that bounces right off the hands and right to the floor. Now Jesse McIsaac will have to serve. That was unfortunately out of bounds. And Sheridan will pick up the point. And now Tara On will serve. And Sheridan will pick up that point as Mohawk had a missed dig that just unfortunately went right into the net. Now Tara On will have the serve again. But she sends it right into the net, and now Mohawk will pick up that point. No, Amy Pello. And just a nice little setup play there by Sheridan to get a nice backcourt shot past the Mohawk squad. Mackenzie Child will come back in. And now Rachel Abrahams will have the serve. The dig. The cross-court set and the cross-court shot, but that is kept alive by the Sheridan squad. And a powerful shot there by Danielle Camps. That one of the Sheridan players, Sydney Romans, just tried to one-hand that, and there's just no way you're going to be able to keep it alive.
Yeah, Camps powered that one through, and it took a very little time to wind that one up.
Amanda Kuiper serving now. And a huge block, but it gets sent to the backcourt. And Sheridan has a huge block of their own as they pick up that point there. As Danielle Camps tried to get the dig, but unfortunately just a misfire off her arms. Almost took us out there.
It was heading straight for you, Wes. I don't know about us. I was fine.
I think they just have something against me. But Taylor Lay had the serve. And a nice little tip there by Camps, but it's kept alive. And Sheridan tries to tip her their own, but it doesn't go over the net, and that will be the fourth hit. Mohawk still up 3. Kelsey Kovar will now have the serve.
Yeah, Mohawk just 5 points away here from taking the set. Sheridan's going to want to turn something around soon.
And just 2 awkward digs to keep the ball alive. 3, and they get it over, but Mohawk comes back with a huge blast to pick up the point just barely inside the line. Now Sheridan will call their second timeout. Down 4 points here, Sheridan's. They closed the gap by 1, I guess, but they're still definitely looking for a stronger game.
Yeah, they have they're streaky so far here in the first set. They'll cut the lead, but they haven't actually tied it up.
There hasn't been that big of a difference in their play, really. It's just been a lot more errors on the Sheridan side.
Yeah, and Mohawk's just kind of sending the ball over. Mohawk's had a few service errors themselves, 3 I believe so far through the first set. But Sheridan's been a lot more noticeable on the errors. Their digging errors, their defensive errors have been pretty noticeable.
Sheridan's had just as many service errors plus all of their defensive errors as well.
And now we're going to look at the Sheridan Bruins player to watch.
Stacy Gregorini. Number 3, she's 5'4" from Sudbury, Ontario. She has 1 kill, 134 digs. Wow, that's some strong defense from her, although we haven't seen much of her today so far.
No, maybe she'll turn it around here. Still early as we're still in the first set.
Who knows, that could be why. Their defense hasn't been looking that good. They don't have their best digger out there.
Yeah, I don't see her.
I'm not going to lie, I don't think she's been out once. Number 3, I've been looking for her and haven't seen her. But Kelsey Kovar will have the serve. Amanda Kuiper with the back set. And a nice block, and it is kept alive by Kuiper. But the whistle gets blown as that is a double hit. And Sheridan will pick up the point. Trying to stay within 4 here. Joelle Parnham will now serve. Dig there by Child. And a nice shot to the backcourt by Jess McIsaac, but it's kept alive. And that was a double hit by Sheridan right after Mohawk's double hit. So Mohawk will pick up a point in return. Now Danielle Camps will serve for Mohawk. Huge diving dig there by Danielle Camps to keep the ball alive. A nice block. Jess McIsaac dives to keep the ball alive. Sheridan keeps the ball alive, and they have a huge blast of their own, but an even bigger block by Lindsay Vanderwide. And Sheridan was not able to recover after that. Mohawk 1 point away from finishing out this first set here.
Yeah, and they've looked even stronger since that timeout that Sheridan called.
Danielle Cam's looking to end this out. And there it is, a well-placed serve for the service ace off the fingertips and out of Sheridan. Mohawk will take that first set 25-18. As they've just looked generally overall better so far.
Yeah, it's still early to say anything, but obviously everyone understands the importance of winning that first set in a volleyball game. And Mohawk looked really good offensively. They looked in shape, like in their prime almost. I haven't seen them. That's one of the best I've seen them look all season so far.
Yeah, they're playing a really just strong, well-rounded game.
A few errors, but nothing too much to speak of.
Not too many. Most of their errors have just come off the serve.
And we're going to get a look at some of the good offense from that, starting with the Sheridan Bruins, and then we're going to look at a Mohawk spike now. And another Mohawk spike here. As you said, Wes, they have been rolling so far on the offensive end through that first set.
Just for two teams this close in the standings, Mohawk just really showed that they are the team that wants to be on top. So far here, Sheridan will be looking to change it up. Gonna take a look at Jessica Heidbert. 130 kills, 19 digs, and 7 assists for Mohawk right now.
Yeah, the watered down product has been very successful on this season. She's arguably Mohawk's best player, but Mohawk got a few stars on that team that really shined.
There's also a first year playing as well.
Wow, so she's got years ahead of her.
She's a rookie coming out on fire.
I know she was ranked 9th in OCAA top 50 volleyball players. I'm not sure if she moved up or down from that position within the week. But she obviously, I'm sure she's still in the top 10, and she's been playing really, really well. And it looks like we're just about ready to start the second set.
Just about.
Sheridan just getting ready there in the huddle, and you take a look at Mohawk as they get into formation. (25-18) that first set. Mohawk took that one, and Sheridan's going to try to look to come back here, and Mohawk's going to look for some more of the same.
Definitely, Mohawk will just want to keep on trucking Matthew Schnarr. You know that he is never satisfied, even when he's up. So we'll want to just have this Mohawk team just roll right on over the Sheridan squad. Amanda Kuiper will now serve. The dig. backcourt shot there, but Kenzie Child keeps it alive. And an awkward play, but it ends up going out of bounds as Sheridan will pick up the first point of this second set. Taylor Lay will have the serve. Kovar with the dig. And a nice backcourt shot, and Sheridan cannot handle the backcourt shot from Jesse McIsaac. Kelsey Kovar will now serve. The dig. Two awkward digs, and they just look to send it over. Kovar with an easy dig to keep it alive. And a nice powerful shot, but a diving dig there by Sydney Romans keeps it alive, but Mohawk will still pick up the point as that's a double hit.
Yeah, and they're going to want to leave errors like that in the first set. Those are what killed them early on.
And will continue to kill them if they let it. As Kovar has the serve. This is a quick little tip over the net, and it unfortunately goes off the fingertips of Amanda Kuiper right to nobody.
Yeah, what a play by Joelle Parnham. She just sent that one, redirected it almost over the net. Just tricked them.
And now she earned herself a serve. And Kinsley Child gets the dig, and a nice little backcourt shot there by McIsaac, but it's kept alive by Sheridan. And a huge block by Vanderwide and Camps as they go up and bring down the wall. Mohawk now up 3-2 here. Danielle Camps will now have the serve. The dig. And a nice block attempt there by Mohawk, but it goes through their hands, and Sheridan will even it all up now. Tamia Cooper Evelyn will now serve. An awkward volley attempt there by Kovar. But it goes back and out of bounds. Sheridan will now have the lead, 4-3. Powerful shot there by Heidberg, but it gets blocked by Sheridan. Sheridan will pick up that point. Sheridan up by 2 now, leading for the first time this game, I believe.
Yeah, that will be their first lead, including the first set.
Tamia Cooper Evelyn will serve again. A nice little powerful shot there, but it gets handled easily by Camps. But unfortunately, Camps could not handle that one as a powerful shot goes right off of her arms and out.
Yeah, and that all started with that powerful serve as it was sent right back over the net and didn't even give Mohawk a chance on offense.
Not at all. And now Cooper Evelyn will serve again. Camps handles it well that time. And a nice off the top of the net shot by Vanderwaard there. And that'll be a point for Mohawk as that is a double hit. The Sheridan coach very unhappy with the referee's calls so far.
Yeah, Scott Hunt, the fourth-year coach, saying, let them play. He's going to earn himself a yellow card if he keeps bantering on.
And a dig there by Cooper Evelyn. And a backcourt shot, but it's kept alive by the Mohawk squad. And a powerful shot there by McIsaac, kept alive. A sliding dig by Camps. And a nice shot, but a punch to keep it alive there by a Sheridan player. A quick little tip, Kuiper handles it. Jessica McIsaac keeping it alive after she has a nice spike. And it got blocked. And just some back and forth effort we have here. But after that quick rally, Sheridan will pick up that point as that was a 4th hit for Mohawk. Sheridan will remain up 3 here.
Yeah, and a much different looking Sheridan team. They gave up an early error, but really clean since then.
Caitlin Long will have the serve. Nice take there by Sheridan. And it's sent over. And a backcourt shot kept alive. A tip, but it hits the outside of the boundary pole. So that Mohawk will pick up that point there. Matthew Schnarr still not very happy, as I sit down 2 here. Jess McIsaac will serve though for Mohawk, trying to get them back in here. The dig by Cooper Evelyn. Wow, a powerful spike there by Taylor Lay as it went right off the hands of McIsaac, and she just was not able to handle that. Now Tara On will serve. Sliding dig there by Camps. And a very powerful shot by Kelsey Kovar, sending it right off the hands of Tamia Cooper Evelyn for that point.
Yeah, I challenge any OCAA player, guy or girl, to handle that one.
Now Jessica Heidbert will have the serve. A nice block attempt there. Mohawk still keeps alive. And a powerful shot off the fingertips. Never mind, my mistake. It looked like it was off the fingertips of Sheridan, but it was not. Sheridan will pick up that point and remain up 3 here. Manuela Alvarez. The ding. And a powerful shot by Tamia Cooper Evelyn. And Mohawk was not able to handle that one. As now see themselves down 4 here.
And this is all, I think this is all starting with the serves, Wes. Mohawk's having a difficult time even digging these serves, and then they can't really get anything set up. My point proven right there.
As we see again there, just well-placed serves. And Mohawk, the whole entire team is just not able to handle them as they're just getting sent to awkward spots. Manuela Alvarez will serve again. Easy dig there for Jess McIsaac as they're trying to get themselves back in here. A diving dig though by On. A diving dig by Kovar in return, but unfortunately goes out of bounds. Sheridan will pick up that point. Sheridan now doubled up on Mohawk 12-6 here.
Yeah, they've quickly built themselves a sizable advantage.
Mohawk's got to be wondering what happened after that first set. A nice shot there, but it unfortunately soars over the entire Sheridan squad.
And it'll only be a moment here before, yeah, and that's exactly what I was expecting. Matthew Schnarr calling a timeout here. I knew it wouldn't be long. He's going to have to try and get something going here. Well, not just him, but the Mohawk team.
Mohawk overall just having a rough go this second set here.
Yeah,
as they looked like they were pretty in control after that first set, but what a turn of events we've had.
Yeah, and I don't think the energy level had changed at all. I'm not too sure what happened to Mohawk in between those sets because they had the game pretty well in the palm of their hands in the first set, you would say. They didn't seem to have very many issues. And someone who's going to have to help Mohawk if they're going to want to get back into this set, Amanda Kuiper, the setter from Woodstock, Ontario. She's been doing pretty well this season with 391 assists. She's trying to tally 400. She can keep it going here tonight.
It's her second year, and she's got 43 service aces, which is first in the league. Wow.
Yeah, she doesn't mess around on the serve. She's going to have to try and get some nice serves going. I knew she was a good server, to be honest. Now that you say that, I always know whenever she goes up to serve that she's got a good one, but I didn't know she was first in aces.
Neither did I. Hopefully she'll be able to channel some of that now. Mohawk will definitely need it. Sheridan up 7 is up. Alvarez would have that serve. And they managed to save it. Huge block attempt, Kovar. Kenzie Child keeps the ball alive with a huge attempt, and can they send it back and over the net? And unfortunately, they cannot, from the far back court, get it back over.
That was a really good try there, though. I almost thought it had a chance.
Almost. It looks so close. Alvarez will have the serve again. Diving dig there by Camps. Sheridan keeping it alive here. Diving effort by Vanderwood. A big block attempt there, but they missed it. And lucky for them as it tipped off the top of the net and went right out of bounds. Mohawk will pick up a point here. Still doubled up on, hoping to get a comeback now. As Amanda Kuiper, first in the league for aces, will be looking to do some damage. And we can see why she's first in service aces as she picks one up right there to start it off.
I'm not too sure what happened, though, because that one was right at her, and it just rolled right off the volley attempt. That one does dip pretty well at the end there.
She's got a sinker. Sheridan scrambling to keep this ball alive here as they send it over. And a powerful shot, but Kenzie Child keeps it alive. And unfortunately, 3 Mohawk girls go running for it, but none of them can reach it, unfortunately. Sheridan still up 15-8 here. Taylor Lay will now have the serve. The dig by Kovar. And Kuiper trying to just give it a little tip, but that's a double hit. I'm a little confused as to how, but
obviously the ref saw the hands hit in succession instead of.
I don't know what I'm talking about, clearly. Taylor Lay with the serve. And a huge block there by Danielle Camps and Lindsay Vanderwide.
Yeah, Mohawk trying to climb back here. 16-9 now for Sheridan in the second set.
Now Kelsey Kovar will serve for Mohawk. Double dig there by Sheridan. And it's kept alive by Mohawk, and they send it back over as a weird double effort there. Mohawk needs to settle down as every girl in the squad seems to be going for the ball every single time. A nice block though, Kenzie Child diving, but unfortunately she could not handle it. Sheridan will pick up that point. And it's 17-9 here.
Yeah, you can see.
Mohawk definitely not looking like they were.
Kenzie Child is upset. She's had quite a few of those dig attempts just kind of not go her way, be in spots that she can't get to.
Joelle Parnham with the serve. Mohawk will take that point as they can take whatever point they can get right now. As they got sent to the net. Mohawk down 7. Danielle Camps will now serve. The crowd trying to get a small clap going for the Mohawk Mountaineers here. And a powerful serve, but unfortunately Danielle Camps and Mohawk just can't really keep their serves in today. Now Tamia Cooper Evelyn will have the serve. The dig there by Kovar. And a nice shot goes to the backcourt, but it's kept alive by Sheridan. And Mohawk has a nice block. Sheridan celebrating too early. But their early celebration worked out as it was a double hit by Mohawk, so they ended up getting the point anyway. Tamia Cooper Evelyn will serve again. The dig there by Camps. And a nice shot by Vanderwide, but it honestly didn't look like it had much power into it as it got easily blocked by Sheridan. Sheridan doubled up 20-10 here.
And Mohawk will look for a different approach as Vanderweide comes on, and Jordan Geertz will, or sorry, Vanderweide goes off and Geertz will come on.
Damien Cooper-Evelyn will serve. And a nice shot and a huge scramble in front of the net by Mohawk, but they keep it alive and send it over. And multiple awkward digs left, right, and center. A diving dig there by Cooper-Evelyn to keep the ball alive. We've got quite the rally going here. Sheridan looking to set up. And it's blocked. And that is a point for Sheridan as it gets called a tip. Matthew Schnarr immediately contesting that.
Mohawk was celebrating because they're saying they never touched it, and I don't think they did. I think it kind of just bounced off the net and rolled out.
Yeah, it looked like that's exactly what it looked like.
So Kovar's going to go get some explanation. She's not going to be happy with. Well, there's a ref going over, and I think he's going to argue this one. He's going to help them. And the point will be overturned and given to Mohawk.
Sheridan coach up by 9 points, still not happy.
The ref apologizes, but. They're upset because it wasn't, obviously they didn't have the best view from where he was, but he was overturning him. And he came over and he can.
Jordan Geertz will have the serve.
Well, no matter what, it's a point for Mohawk.
That's a big block there by Justin McIsaac. And another big block, but unfortunately Mohawk couldn't send it back over the net as it goes right down to the floor. Sheridan still up 10 points here.
Geertz will go off, and Kinsley Child will come on for her.
Sheridan coach is so unhappy for a man who's up 10 points right now.
Caitlin
Long will serve.
He's really upset with the reffing. Oh, and he's going to be upset with that.
Hits her own player in the back with that serve. Mohawk will take a point, looking to get anything to come back here. Jessna Marmo will come in and serve now for Mohawk. A nice little laser beam of a serve over the net there. A shot from Sheridan off the top of the net. And Mohawk keeps it alive, sets up a blast of their own as Hydebert will pick up the point. Mohawk, a nice little 2-point, starting to come back here. Let's see if they can keep it going. As Marmo will continue to serve. The dig. And a nice little tip, but it's kept alive there by Kuiper. And Kovar comes in for the flying tip, but it gets blocked. And then it's a double hit there by Mohawk. And now Dana Renfrew will have the serve for Sheridan. The dig there by Camps. And a little tip by Kuiper, but Sheridan handles it and keeps it alive. A nice little tip by Camps, and the Sheridan squad scrambles to keep it alive. But they will end up picking up the point as that's a double hit.
No, Kovar touched the net there, I believe.
Touched the net? That's what it was called?
Yes. She touched the net after the spike.
Dana Renfrew will serve again. Sheridan still up 10 points here, 2 away from closing out the set. But she sends the serve into the net. Mohawk will pick up a point there. And Amy Pello will now come in.
For Kinsley Child, I believe. Oh, that was a different change. Two changes made there.
Amy Pello will now serve. The dig and the setup. And just a hard and accurate backcourt shot there by Taylor Lay.
Yeah, and now set point for Sheridan as they look to even this one up 1-1.
A huge block there by Sheridan. And Danielle Camps tried to just blast it, but to no avail. Sheridan picking up that second set
Yeah, and
by
that
a
one,
huge margin.
yeah, that one was ugly, to say the least, for the Mohawk Mountaineers. They didn't really play as a team very well in that set.
No, what a turn of events from the first set.
Yeah, almost like this. I don't know what it is about this side of the court, Wes, but whatever team is on that side of the court has just been.
I think it's because we're on this side of the court.
You might be onto something. You might be onto something. Luck on our side.
I think we just are the good luck charms.
Well, Mohawk's going to need a little bit of luck. Maybe not luck, but just a little bit more patience, possibly. Patience might be the key word. They've been sending the ball over the net instead of trying to focus on keeping it in their court and doing the plays.
25-18 for Mohawk in the first set, but they dropped the second one, 25-14. Just a complete flip-flop of scores there.
Yeah, but we expected this in a close game. Maybe not. I expected close scores personally, but
Yeah.
we're close score on the sets anyhow. We'll definitely be playing 4 here tonight.
For sure.
Possibility of more.
Haven't seen that before.
No, we personally haven't on the season here at. You're going to get a look at some really good blocks by Sheridan in that set. Which a big help for what brought them over Mohawk.
Just looking at the Sheridan coach trip. Obviously telling the squad wasn't very happy even though his team was up 10 points. So I can only imagine that he's still probably not very happy.
He wasn't unhappy with the game. He was unhappy with the ref. Calling too many double hits to his liking. That's why he had the complaints and said, "Oh, just let them play. Just let them play." That's what was coming out of his mouth. So obviously he wasn't happy, and he just doesn't like it. He doesn't like he doesn't like the fact that he was calling all the double hits and nitpicking, and maybe in his eyes. But a double hit is a double hit, and if you see it, you're gonna call it. Plain as day.
Just about to get started back up here for this third set. And now Rachel Abrahams will have the first serve of this third set for Sheridan here. And a low dig there by McIsaac. And Mohawk just looks to send the ball over as they weren't able to set up. And the ball goes up for the block, and Sheridan picks up the first point of the set. As a quick, powerful shot just on the line. Gets Sheridan their first one. And now Rachel Abrahams will serve again. The dig. And a diving dig there by Sheridan to keep the ball alive as they just send it over. A little bit of miscommunication, but they set up. Kinsey Child keeps the ball alive for Mohawk. And unfortunately, Kelsey Kovar will send that shot right into the net. Sheridan up 2-0 now. And Rachel Abrahams to serve again.
Yeah, and that time the digging working for Mohawk, but the offense not coming through.
And just a nice, powerful shot there by Kovar off the hands of Joel Parnham to pick up Mohawk's first point of the set. Hopefully Mohawk will be looking to build on this. As Coach Kovar will now serve. The dig. And that Mohawk will pick up that point, as that is a double hit. And the Sheridan coach very displeased. Shouting, be consistent, as he feels that the refs are being one-sided here.
Yeah, and using...
And he will receive the yellow card.
Yeah, and that will happen whenever you use one of your players as your messenger for long enough. But you know, whenever you just say your message loud enough that he can hear you.
Just about to get started up here after that little debacle. And he will receive a red card for continuing to mouth off.
And the fans heckle the coach after receiving the red card here. The home fans giving it to him. Yeah, he looks displeased, but maybe he's had enough. And no one... He doesn't look too displeased, though, does he?
No, not really. He seems A-okay, as Kovar will now have the serve, all tied at 2 early on. Unfortunately, she sends it right into the net. Sheridan will pick up that point.
Yeah, and the shenanigans kind of playing as a timeout to cool off Kovar, maybe getting her thinking before that serve, and she just kind of gets on top of it a little bit.
Taylor Lay will have the serve, but she'll send it right into the net in succession.
And Mohawk not hurt by that
Not one bit.
service error by Kovar.
Danielle Camps will now serve, looking to spark Mohawk here. Huge block there, kept alive. And that is a point for Sheridan, as it is the double hit against Mohawk.
And some people might think he's being harsh here tonight, but it's almost playoff time, and he's setting the tone, saying you're going to volley these correctly or you're going to get called.
Diving dig there to keep it alive for Sheridan, but an even bigger block by Mohawk. A quick tip over the net, but Kuiper handles that easily. And Mohawk has a tip of their own. 2 diving digs by Sheridan, and they keep it alive and send it over. And a huge shot there, but it gets blocked. And that's a point for Sheridan, as that is a double hit. Matthew Schnarr now having Kelsey Kovar have a little talk.
And the coaches might be agreeing on the only thing they agree on tonight, and that's they want to play. that's what's coming from both the coaches' mouths now after many of double hit calls here tonight. And that one hitting the assistant coach for Mohawk.
A missed fired dig there as it goes to the ground. Sheridan doubled up on Mohawk 6-3 here now. Joelle Parnham will now have the serve. And a huge shot there by Jessica McIsaac, but an even bigger block by Tara on. Tara on, my mistake. The dig there by Kovar. And Lindsay Vanderwide will pick up a nice point there as she has a nice shot, just tips off the fingertips of Tara on to pick up that point.
Yeah, Mohawk needed that one. They were looking like they were going to get into a drought that they faced similar to us in the second set. They wouldn't have liked that falling behind as much as they did there in the second, sorry.
Lindsay Vanderwide serving now. A sliding dig to keep it alive for Sheridan as they send it across. And it hits the top of the net and goes straight down. A rolling effort by Kovar, but unfortunately she was not able to reach it. Tamia Cooper Evelyn with the serve. The dig by Child. And a nice point pickup there for Mohawk as the back set from Kuiper Set it right to Jessica Hyper, who was able to send a nice accurate backcourt shot to pick up the point. Mohawk still down by 3. Jessie McIsaac will serve, looking to bring Mohawk back. And an awkward dig attempt, but Sheridan keeps it alive. And unfortunately, Mohawk not able to handle the powerful send back as it bounces off of 2 players.
And Mohawk's had a difficult time getting the blocks to go their way. They're going to have to tighten something up here because they're kind of just rolling. The balls are just rolling off their blocks instead of going back into the other team's court.
Yeah, very true. Very much so, as we see right there, just a missed dig by Kinsey Child off the tip of her hands.
And that'll force Matthew Schneider to call a timeout.
Mohawk doubled up on once again here against Sheridan. I don't know what it was, but after that first set, Sheridan came out full cylinders firing here.
Yeah, and what a time for Sheridan to come out swinging, because they need this one really bad. They're going to try and jump Mohawk in the standings here tonight and switcheroo with their old 4-5 spot. So if they're successful, they will be able to do that. And helping them be successful here tonight, Rachel Abrahams.
St. Catharines, Ontario native, has 31 service aces and 63 kills. Has 6 assists, not quite as many as Kuiper, but still, nonetheless, a serving asset for Sheridan. The story of this game has been let them play. As Caitlin Long had that serve. And will look to be a nice one-handed shot by Kovar, but she was standing out of bounds, so it will not count. Caitlin Long will serve for the 4th time in a row now. A diving dig there by Kovar. And just a nice little tip, but it gets handled easily by Sheridan. And a shot by Cooper Evelyn goes out of bounds. Mohawk will pick up a point.
Have an attitude, says Coach Matthew Schneider to his Mohawk Mountaineers. He
They
tries to
definitely need
spark them.
They definitely need to get some attitude in the game here.
But almost kind of rolling over for Sheridan.
Jessica Heidbert had that serve. A nice dig there by Heidbert. And just a huge block there by Taylor Lay. As I don't know what it is, this Mohawk squad just seems a little sluggish right now.
Yeah, I'm not too sure why. They came out in the warm-up, had a lot of energy. The first set had a lot of energy, and they just seem like they're out of it now.
Tara On had that serve. And that's a nice point pickup for Mohawk. Sheridan tried to set up the play, but Taylor Lay hit the ball out of bounds. Mohawk down 5 here as Amanda Kuiper, first for service aces in the league. Let's see if she can get some here now.
Yeah, I think they need to forget that they're down by 5, though. I think they need to take a 1 point at a time and go really slow with this.
And just to tip off the fingertips into the backcourt. Sheridan will pick up that point. But no, you're 100% right. Mohawk just needs to hit the reset button here and forget all about what's happened. Rachel Abrahams serving now. And a powerful shot by Danielle Camps there. That definitely looks more like the Mohawk squad that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, and if they can continue to get those attacks going and get those kills down.
That's the thing. We haven't seen a whole lot of powerful shots from Mohawk really this game.
Yeah, and the ones that they've been straight at blocks and team blocks at that, so they haven't had much success.
Quick little tip, but Kuiper handles it easily. Blocked there by Sheridan. A diving effort by Kinsey Child, but unfortunately she sends the ball over our heads over here and out of bounds. Sheridan up 14-8 here. Taylor Lay will now serve. The dig by Kovar. And a nice shot by Camps, but it gets handled easily by the Sheridan squad. They have a backcourt shot of their own, but Kovar is there to handle it. And a nice, powerful shot by Jessica McIsaac And the Sheridan squad is not able to handle it as Rachel Abrahams sent it off her hands and out of bounds.
Yeah, and Jessie McIsaac trying to pump up her team after that one.
Danielle Camps will serve. The dig there by Abrahams. And a backcourt shot there, but it gets kept alive by Mohawk. And a nice powerful shot from Lindsay Vanderwide as a diving effort from Tamia Cooper-Evelyn, but she wasn't able to keep it in. Mohawk, a nice little 2-point comeback, trying to see if they can just surge themselves back into this game. Still down by 4. Danielle Camps will serve once again. And unfortunately, she sends that right into the net. Easy point pickup for Sheridan as they set up 5. And now Tamia Cooper-Evelyn will serve. Oh, my mistake. She had to pass it off to somebody else, and now Joelle Parnham will serve. The dig by Kovar. And a nice, powerful shot there by Lindsay Vanderwide, but it gets kept alive by a scrambling Sheridan squad. A nice shot there by Jessica McIsaac. Blocked, but kept alive by Mohawk. And a nice little tip, but a diving effort there. Kuiper handles that as Sheridan sends it over. Mohawk just sends it over themselves. 2 players from the Sheridan squad dive to keep that alive. And a nice, powerful cross-court shot from Lindsay Vanderwide as Tara On is just not able to handle it, and it bounces off her and into the crowd.
Yeah, almost took out a woman trying to get back to her seat there.
Don't leave your seats, ladies and gents.
It's a dangerous game out here.
Lindsay Vanderwide will now serve. The dig. And just an awkward setup there as Sheridan looks to just send it over. And another huge point pickup from Mohawk as Jessica Hybrid sends a nice, powerful shot off the hands and right into the ground.
And this is exactly what Mohawk needs here, Wesley.
100%.
Start getting it rolling, start getting a little bit of momentum under their feet, and just kind of push back here, trying to pull them back in within 1 or 2. They sit 3 here.
For sure, that's exactly what you're talking about, that they needed to change their game. They're playing smart there. It's a nice dig by Kovar. And another nice shot there by Jessica Hydebird as she sends a nice little floater right into the backcourt.
Yeah, and I spoke earlier on Hydebird, said that she was previously number 9 ranked in the OCAA. She's moved up to 7 now.
Moved up to 7. Wow,
so
she's climbing.
As Mohawk becomes more consistent, so does she.
Lindsay Vanderwide will serve again. A quick little tip and an even better block. Sheridan scrambling to keep it alive as they send it over. Jess McIsaac sends a nice backcourt shot, kept alive by Alvarez. Kuiper with the set. Jess McIsaac has another shot, but she sends it a little too far out of bounds. And that will kill Mohawk's buzz just a little bit as they're trying to come back here still.
Yeah, and they had a really nice rally going there, but as long as they get the ball back here and don't give them any more points, they should be just fine.
Tamia Cooper-Evelyn will serve. And a powerful shot there, but it's getting called out of bounds. Matthew Schnarr losing his mind as he believes that ball was in, and the linesman not even budging. Tamia Cooper-Evelyn will have to serve again. Diving effort by Jesse McIsaac, but unfortunately he was not able to get to it.
And
Matthew Schnarr will call a timeout.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was expecting at that moment.
Not impressed.
Not impressed with the reffing, not impressed with his players on that last play, and all of a sudden Mohawk finds himself back down by 5, 18-13 here in the third set. And it's just as soon as we thought they were going to be, they were onto something, they lose it. And you're seeing Matthew Schnarr right in that camera view, right there, and he's hammering it down on Mohawk. He's not impressed.
No, he's not going to be very impressed at all by how his team is playing. It's just
And one player that I think needs to pick up their game today, Kensley Child, the setter from Wellandport, Ontario. And she had 165 digs this season, but she's going to need a few more here tonight.
Just about to get started back up here again. Tamia Cooper Evelyn will serve after that quick timeout. The dig there by Child. The cross-court shot kept alive by Alvarez.
Taking a little bit of anger out there.
Big block, but Sheridan will still get that point.
Nailed right off the ref. I'm sure both teams didn't mind that.
Probably not. Can't imagine they would. Tamia Cooper Evelyn serving again. 4 in a row now. The dig. And a nice, quick, powerful shot there by Jessica Heidbert. She's gotten 3 or 4 in the last little while, and it's doing wonders for her team as they're trying to get back in here. And Jessna Marmo will now come in.
Yeah, she'll take place of Jessie McIsaac.
And she'll take the serve as well.
Let's see what she can do here.
And she sends that right into the net.
And she'll come right back off, and Jessie McIsaac will go back on. I'm not sure if Mohawk is making the right choices here, trying to pick servers off their benches. They haven't been that hot.
No, not at all.
But they come on for the one serve, they hit it into the net, and that's kind of the last you hear of them.
Cover with a nice shot, but unfortunately goes right into the net. And Mohawk was not able to keep playing that as it was 4 hits. Caitlin Long will serve. Mohawk down by 7 points here. And a nice smart play by Cover to pick up that point as they just have a nice service error and let it go out of bounds. Jessica Heidbert will now serve. Nice serve kept alive by Cooper Evelyn. And a nice block. But unfortunately, it almost takes us out here as the tip.
Yeah, it's been a dangerous night for us here tonight so far.
We need a protective glass
Yeah,
or something.
you almost got hit once, and then that one was at me.
Tara on with the serve now for Sheridan. Sheridan up 7 points on Mohawk here. Not the game Mohawk's looking for. Danielle Camps with a nice shot, but it's kept alive by Cooper Evelyn. And a huge block by Danielle Camps to pick up that point. Amanda Kuiper will now serve. Trying to serve Mohawk back in here. Haven't seen too much of her service aces, only 1 so far. And 2 awkward digs, but they keep it alive. And Abrahams will send over for Sheridan. Danielle Camps comes in with a huge shot. But an awkward one-handed dig attempt by Kinsey Child.
Yeah, she just tried to kind of punch the ball there to keep it up, but she didn't get her hand on it correctly as it went sideways, not up.
Sheridan now 2 points away from taking this 3rd set and going up by 2. So Rachel Abrahams will serve. In a nice, powerful shot there by Vanderwide, but it got blocked. Kovar with the set. And Tamia Cooper Evelyn coming up with a huge block of her own for Sheridan as they pick up that point. Sheridan up 8 points here on Mohawk, 1 away from taking this set as Rachel Abrahams will serve. And she serves it right into the net. That is a nice break from Mohawk to pick up a point. Try to keep themselves alive in this set here.
Yeah, but they have a lot of work ahead of them.
Kelsey Kovar will now serve.
Yeah, and she hasn't been quite as good as come to be expected of her so far in this game. And
An awkward dig.
that's an example right there. She couldn't get a hand on that one, and Sheridan will take this second set.
25-17.
Yes, as the Bruins will take a 2-1 advantage over the Mountaineers.
Mohawk's game just slipping here. As they started off really strong with a 25-18 win, but dropped 2 sets, 25-14, then 25-17.
Yeah, and Mohawk just the only difference in those two in the second and third set, Wes, was Mohawk had a little bit of a run in the third, which they did in the second. That was the only differential in points. It was basically the same story. Mohawk basically just kind of shooting themselves in the foot, not really getting their offense rolling, kind of in panic mode, sending it over the net.
But we're going to see some diving dig attempts here by Kinsley Child. She's had a lot of them today, but unfortunately she just can't keep them in.
And you get a nice play from Sheridan here, as it was a dig, but we had to cut it short as we take a look at the Mohawk squad, and not even Matthew Schneider, an assistant coach, getting at him. Trying to pump him up.
Matthew Schnarr just sitting there. Didn't have much to say, but he's coming back now.
We're going to get a look at the provincial standings here as the Humber Hawks, no surprise, sitting first.
No surprise at all there.
With the Niagara Knights and Fanshawe Falcons right behind them, St. Clair Saints and Loyalist Lancers below that. Then you're going to take a look at Algonquin Thunder, Sheridan Bruins, and Mohawk Mountaineers, as you can see, playing tonight. And in the bottom is Centennial Colts and Georgian Grizzlies.
Just about to get back started here. Now we see Matthew Schnarr not happy with how his team's been playing, clearly. It just seems like they've had an off night. As we've said, it's just, there's nothing really been too spectacular to notice. It's just been...
Well, they have this tendency to overpower teams, and that's why they've been so successful as of late. But Sheridan's really good on the defensive end, and it's kind of being their kryptonite so far. I was a little bit shocked, though, from the last 2 sets after Mohawk, like I said, came out in the warm-up with like a lot of positivity, a lot of excitement, looking to take this one, it seemed like. And then in the first set, that was the story, 25-18, but they couldn't even grab 20 points in the last 2 sets, as Sheridan's really had... I want to say Sheridan's played a really strong game, but I don't think Sheridan's played a really strong offensive game.
No, the whole issue is Mohawk usually leads the teams in kills because they just have such a strong overall game. They get powerful, strong kills themselves, and they usually have big blocking, but we just haven't really seen much of either tonight.
Like I said just a second ago, in the first set it was Mohawk 25-18, but to follow that up was 25-14 and then 25-17 as we sit 2-1 for Sheridan. Mohawk's going to try and push this to a 5th set, and Sheridan's definitely going to want to try and close it out here.
Amanda Kuiper will start this 4th set off for Mohawk with a serve, hoping she can serve him back in here. Rachel Abrahams with the dig. And a quick tip, but kept alive by Kuiper. And a nice cross-court shot kept alive there by the Sheridan squad. And a huge block as Danielle Camps goes up and comes down. Mohawk will take the first point of the set. The first time they've taken the first point so far today. Maybe we're looking at a turnaround here.
Well, Mohawk's going to have to hope that that's what's in the cards for them.
A nice serve over the net by Kuiper. nice shot off the fingertips of Sheridan, but they keep it alive, and they look to send it over. Sent over by Vanderwide. And a nice block by Camps. But Sheridan recovers it and sends it over. And a powerful blast by Kelsey Kovar, but she does not get much control on it as she sends out soaring over the heads of Sheridan. The serve. Sliding dig there by Kovar. As a nice little floater by Camps managed to tip off the fingertips of Tara on and get up the point. Mohawk still leading by 1 here. Kelsey Kovar will now have the serve. Back and forth we go here. Huge block by Camps as they pick up that point.
Yeah, Camps and Vanderwide go up as a team and come down with the point.
Kelsey Kovar will serve again. Mohawk having a nice little streak here. Let's see if they can keep it going. The dig there by Rachel Abrahams. The block, but a running dig there by Kuiper to keep it alive. And just a nice, well-placed shot there as it just perfectly bounces off the hands and out. Mohawk up 3 points here, 4-1 now. Kovar will serve again.
Yeah, the right-hander likes to take her serves from the left-hand side of the court.
Low dig there. And a nice, powerful shot by Danielle Camps. Mohawk, we talked about it just before this, about how they needed to bring their power, and they're bringing the power.
And not only that, but they're setting up their plays with a lot more patience. That was kind of the key word on my end after those 2 last sets.
Two players go for a sliding dig, and they manage to get it. That's a point for Mohawk, and I'm not quite sure what happened there.
Well, no complaint from
I think
Scott Hunt, so.
It could have been a double hit. Kelsey Kovar will have the serve, but she sends it right into the net. Mohawk up 6-2 here with a 4-point lead, hoping to keep going strong. We'll see here if Sheridan can keep what they had going the last 2 sets and just have an immediate comeback here as Joelle Parnham will have the serve. A smart little backside by Kuiper, but Sheridan handles it. And they look for a cross-court shot, but Tara On sends it right into the net. And now Danielle Camps will have the serve. A sliding dig there. A nice little set by Kuiper as it gets tipped over. It goes up and comes down, and Jessica Isaac will be the one to tip that down as they pick up that point.
And Scott Hunt continues to complain about the reffing as he calls a timeout for the Sheridan squad. They've fallen behind 8-2.
A nice 6-point lead Mohawk's got. Mohawk coming out here firing on all cylinders. As they really, by the looks of it now at least, they really don't want to lose this.
Yeah, and we knew it was going to be close, but I feel like now, instead of being close, it's close in the grand scheme of things, this game. They're each having their own good sets so far for Mohawk anyways. The first and fourth have been. And then the second and third for Sheridan. But the scores haven't been that close so far, so it's kind of weird.
No, close in sets, not close in. Each team's just getting a little streaky here, I guess. As they'll have a burst of strong offensive power, but will fall off towards later. But we'll see here Mohawk's offensive spurt will drop off.
Yeah, and offense will be coming from Joelle Parnham, as she has 355 assists. She's one of the better setters in the league. The Arilla, Ontario native.
Average is 2.28 digs per set.
Fairly impressive.
Danielle Camps will have the serve again after that quick timeout. And the dig. And a nice block there by Jessie McIsaac, but unfortunately it hits off her hands and goes out of bounds. So Sheridan will pick up that point. And now Tamia Cooper Evelyn will have the serve. The dig there by Camps. And a nice powerful shot by Heidberg, but it's kept alive. And then Heidberg comes in for a second powerful shot, but it cannot be handled by Alvarez. As Mohawk picks up that point and keeps their 6-point lead here. And now Lindsay Vanderweide will serve for Mohawk. The dig there. And just a quick, powerful shot there by Caitlin Long to grab a point for Sharon and keep them, trying to keep themselves within 5 here and not let Mohawk run away with it. And Caitlin Long will have the serve. And she sends it right into the net, as that is another service error. Service errors being the name of the game today for the most part, as there's almost been as many service errors as there has been good serves. But Jessie McIsaac will have that one. Just a quick tip over the net there by Abraham. And a powerful smack there by Jessica Heidberg, as it soars right through the Sheridan squad, and they just weren't able to handle it. Mohawk up 11-4 here.
Yeah, and Heidberg just saw the court really well there. She knew where she had open space, and she put the ball right in it.
Jessie McIsaac with that serve. That is a point for Mohawk for the double hit. Jessie McIsaac will have to serve again. And the dig there by Danielle Camps. And a powerful blast. But that is a point for Sheridan, as it did not touch anybody's fingers as it flew out there. And now Tara On will have the serve. The dig there by Camps. And a nice powerful shot there by Kelsey Kovar, but it is kept alive after a diving effort from Alvarez. A diving effort from Child keeps the ball alive for Mohawk. And Kovar sends it over. A quick little tip, and it goes out of bounds, and Mohawk will pick up that point there. Jessie McIsaac almost diving for it, but makes the smart decision at the last second to let it drop. Mohawk up 8 points now. Jessica Heidberg will serve. And she sends it right into the net. Sheridan will take that break and the point. Try to kill Mohawk's momentum a little bit, but we'll see how it goes here. As Rachel Abrahams has the serve. And it hits the top of the net. And that will be a service there, and Mohawk will pick up that point right back. Amanda Kuiper will have the serve now. Awkward dig there, but Alvarez keeps it alive. The cross-court set and the cross-court smash, but that is out of bounds.
I'm very surprised on that one.
It looked to be a tip.
That one, that didn't look to be. Unless I'm blind, I hate to like discredit any ref, but that one was a little bit obvious to me.
I didn't exactly see it.
That one.
It looked like it was.
It was pretty obvious.
But regardless, Sheridan will have that serve, and then they'll pick up a point off of a misplayed dig by Kovar there. Mohawk's buzz may have just been killed after that. Taylor Lay will have the serve.
They have some breathing room here. Mohawk does, but not very much.
Nice cross-court shot there, kept alive. And a huge block there by Camps. And another block, but it tips off the fingertips. Mohawk keeps it alive. A solid dig there by Parnham. Child there, nice dig. And a powerful shot there by Camps, but it's kept alive by Sheridan. A nice little rally we got going here. And a quick tip. 2 diving efforts to keep it alive. Cooper Evelyn, though, with the effort to keep it going. Tip off the fingertips, but it's still kept alive. A one-handed effort. Back and forth we go here. Teams scrambling around. And Mohawk ends that epic 10-plus back and forth rally, it looked like, with that point. And now Sheridan will call a timeout as Mohawk leads by 7 points.
Yeah, I started to keep track, and it went back and forth each court side 4 times, and I lost track. So
I lost track at 10.
That's just 10 times, like as in Mohawk hit it, and then
it went over the net
Sheridan,
10 times.
Oh, it went over the net 10 times. Yeah, okay, yeah. So at least back and forth, at least 5 times then. Both teams got like at least 5 opportunities on that play.
Yeah.
And speaking of opportunities, some of Sheridan players getting the first opportunity as 2 of their players are only a first year.
Darby Sewell and Cheyenne Williams. Both, I don't think we've seen too much of them today.
No, Sheridan's kind of had mostly the same look offensively and defensively, so they haven't had too many switch outs. Multiple Sheridan girls just still in their hoodies.
Kelsey Kovar will now have the serve to start up after that quick timeout. Jessica McIsaac goes up for a block, but she doesn't even have to touch it as it goes right into the net. Mohawk will take that easy point, and Kovar will serve again. As they have doubled up on Sheridan here, 16-8. And she sends that one right into the net. Sheridan will take that point and try to make a comeback.
Yeah, down 7. Like I said, Mohawk has a little bit of breathing room, but they're not going to want to mess around too much because 7 points can disappear rather quickly. And
just after I had said it, first year Cheyenne Williams will come in. And Joelle Parnham will serve for Sheridan. Nice dig there by Camps, so she comes in for the spike after the dig. And another spike, 2 big blocks in a row there for Sheridan.
Yeah, and as soon as she comes on the court, Cheyenne Williams is faced with 2 blocks. First one on her own, make sure she keeps that one back, and then the second one, the team block for the point.
Diving effort there by Kovar sends the ball over, but it also sends it out of bounds. Sheridan will pick up a 2-quick point there. Might have killed Mohawk's buzz, but they're still up 5. Let's see what Mohawk can do. If they can stop Sheridan, or Sheridan will surge back. Kovar with the dig. And Kipe, my mistake. Vanderweide tried to come in with that blast, but it got just another huge block. Cheyenne Williams tearing it up.
Yeah, her height is ridiculous. 6'1", but she acts like she's the biggest woman out on the court.
A quick tip by Jess McIsaac. And a quick tip in return by Sheridan. And then a nice powerful shot off the hands of Cooper Evelyn. Mohawk still up 5 points here.
And that height is noticeable, as Sheridan has 3 players over 6 foot, and their biggest at 6'2" and Caitlin Long. And Mohawk doesn't have anybody who stands at 6 feet tall.
Jordan Geertz had that serve. And a huge block by Jessie McIsaac and Jessica Heidbert. The Jesses go up and come down with a big block. Mohawk up 6 now. Jordan Geertz will serve again. A nice low serve goes over the net, but Sheridan manages to barely handle it as they send it back over. And then a nice shot there by Lindsay Vanderwide to pick up that point as it tips off one of the Sheridan players. Alvarez coming back in for Sheridan. Jordan Geertz will go for 3 in a row now. And she will get it with that service ace. Jordan Geertz coming in and tearing it up. 3 serves in a row.
Yeah, now Mohawk 5 points away from grabbing this set. So they have an 8-point advantage over Sheridan, 20-12.
Almost looked like an over the net, but it'll stay alive. And a huge smash there, but it gets blocked by Cheyenne Williams. Jordan Geertz will now come out, and Danielle Camps will go back in. As Tamia Cooper Evelyn will now have the serve. Camps with the dig. And a quick blast, but it got blocked by Sheridan. And Mohawk scrambles, sends it over Barrett. A huge block by Jessica McIsaac, though, as she goes up and comes down with the point. Mohawk 4 points away from ending the set, sending it to 5. But we'll see if Sheridan can make a comeback in this set. Lindsay Vanderwide will now serve. A nice block attempt there, but it goes with the fingertips. And Mohawk has a nice blast, but Alvarez cannot handle it as it goes off her hands and out of bounds. Mohawk 3 points away from ending this out here. Lindsay Vanderwide serving again. The dig that goes right back over. And that's definitely a point for Sheridan there, as it looked like Jessica McIsaac tried to go for the slam dunk.
Yeah, almost there. Not too sure. I know what she was trying to do, but...
Cheyenne Williams hits the top of the net, but Kovar handles it. Vanderwide sends it over, but sends it out of bounds. Sheridan will pick up that point. Sheridan trying to make a comeback here.
Well, they're running out of time. Mohawk just 3 points away. But the good news is there is no time clock. As long as you can keep the other team to the amount of points they have left, then you're still in play.
And a nice dropping shot there. Almost didn't know what to call it by Kelsey Kovar to pick up that point as a diving effort by Alvarez. Wasn't able to get there. Jessica McIsaac will serve though. Nice dig there by Jessica McIsaac. And Kinsey Child cannot get dive there in time, as Sheridan will pick up that point. Mohawk, though, still up by 7. Tara On will have the serve. The dig there by Camps. And a huge blast there, but it goes up the top of the net and it's kept alive by Sheridan. A diving effort by Kinsey Child to keep it alive. And a nice hard blast there by Kelsey Kovar that goes off the arms of Alvarez.
Yeah, and that one gets a good reaction from the home crowd here. 1 point away.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Jeez. You're going to jinx me.
Almost. Looks like they've been picking on Alvarez a little, as they've just been peppering her with shots that have just been, she's not been able to handle. But Lindsay Vanderwaard will send that one, my mistake. Jessica Heidbert will send that one out of bounds. And now Alvarez will pick up the serve for Sheridan. Mohawk 1 point away here. And a huge blast by Kovar to pick up that point and take that set here.
Yeah.
We look to be heading into a fifth and final set here.
And we expected this to be coming. Neither of these teams wanted to give up this game. So important. They're so close in the standings, we wouldn't expect anything else other than what we're getting here tonight.
Maybe a little bit of closer scores, but
possibly. That'd be the only thing. Each team kind of dismantling the other's defense in sets. Mohawk in the first and fourth, Sheridan in the second and third. As they're going to, I believe, flip a coin here to see who is going to get the serve.
And it looks like Mohawk will get the first serve.
By the reaction of Kovar, I believe so. And it is true, and she gets a bunch of high fives from the team.
They are hyped.
First serve in the final set is not a huge advantage, but any advantage. And any advantage they'll take. So we look back at the line score and see how we got to this point. 25-18 for Mohawk in the first set. Sheridan was able to turn the tables, winning the next two. But your Mohawk Mountaineers were able to stretch it out to a fifth set, winning the fourth one, 25-17.
Just an overall good game we've had here, as I said. Other than the scores could be a little closer.
And the amount of serve errors and the amount of double hits. Other than that, it's been a great game.
Pretty much, but as you said earlier, we're probably just looking at an early style of play, but we're going to look at some replays here as we see Mohawk picking up some points, going back to their roots of just blasting it past the team. But there we see Sheridan get a nice block. And then we see Mohawk have a nice block of their own.
Yeah, it's been a block fest so far. Cheyenne Williams having a bunch of them.
Saw one there.
And I believe we're going to get a look at another one right there. Oh, she didn't grab the one herself, but she was up on the team block. And speaking of Cheyenne Williams, she's going to keep warm over on the side of the court, but we're going to take a look at Mohawk as they get set for this fifth and final set. I'm not sure how much tighter this one could be other than if they go into overtime here, Wes.
We just may, you never know. But by the looks of the scores of the set, we probably won't. But who knows, maybe each team will step it up here as this is the fifth and final set.
Yeah, and this one is the decisive one. And the bells ring here at the David Bradley Athletic Center.
And we're just about to get started back up here. Mohawk getting the first serve. And Amanda Kuiper will get it. The service ace master of the league so far.
Yeah, surprise, surprise, who they're going to give the ball to here to start this one.
In this fifth and final set.
As she goes to the left side, the right-hander will be looking to possibly put a spin on this one. She doesn't, but she gets it over.
And there's a nice shot there, but it goes out of bounds. Mohawk will take that first point of the set for sure. Mohawk taking the first point of this set just like they did last time. Maybe we'll see them cruise through just like we did last time.
Well, I'm sure they'll be hoping to do so.
The dig there by Abrahams. And that is just a misguided shot there by Taylor Lay that goes out of bounds.
Yeah,
Had the Mohawk squad beat.
She had a lot of room there on the right side of the court at the front, but I'm not sure. She just missed her spot.
And what a drop that was off that serve. And a nice block. Kinsey Child keeps it alive. What a diving effort there from Lindsay Vanderwide. And a quick tip. And Kinsey Child cannot get to it. Mohawk still have 2-1 here. And now Dana Renfrew will have the serve.
And every point here is going to be just so much more valuable, as this set only goes to 15, not your regular 25.
Oh, it only goes to 15. That obviously was why everybody was so excited, was why the Mohawk players were so excited for getting
it's a quicker game, but it makes it a lot more intense because every point is worth so much more.
Exactly. Kelsey Kovar will serve here for Mohawk as they're up 3-1. The diving dig there to keep Sheridan in it. It's a nice powerful shot there by Lindsay Vanderwide, but it gets sent over into the backcourt. A double jumping dig by Kovar and Child. And unfortunately, McIsaac sends it over the heads of the entire Sheridan squad. Now Rachel Abrahams will have the serve. The dig there by Child. A nice cross-court shot by Vanderwide, but it gets kept alive by Sheridan. And a huge coming down tip of the finger block there by Kovar.
Almost kind of got lucky with that one. They went up early for the team block, but on the come down, like you said, just kind of got a piece of the fingertips, and it almost worked as like a little tip coming straight down.
And now she'll earn herself a service, Danielle Camps. Awkward dig there, but Sheridan gets it and sets up, and they send. Clearly wasn't too awkward of a setup as they just send a quick one right past the Mohawk squad there. Is it Mohawk still leading by 1, but Sheridan staying in it.
Well, it doesn't really matter how you get there, as long as you get there. Setup might have been awkward, but the finish was real pretty.
100%. Taylor Lay with that serve. The backstep by Kuiper and an absolute laser from Vanderwide, but it gets kept alive. And then a laser of her own from Tamia Cooper-Evelyn right over the head of Kovar. And we're even at force here.
Yeah, a little bit tighter of a game so far than we've been used to seeing, but kind of expect that coming into this 5th set.
And the dig there by Kovar. And they send it over. Just off the tip of the net, Sheridan almost bobbles it. And they tip it over, and that's out of bounds. Mohawk will pick up that point.
Yeah, Kovar dove for that one, but I'm pretty sure she's happy she missed it. That one, just a few inches off the line.
Now Lindsay Vanderwide will have the serve. Alvarez with the dig. And a huge block by Jessica Heidberg. Mohawk up 2 now. Lindsay Vanderwide will serve again.
And I think the next point is, by definition, a huge point, because the difference between 1 point and 3 is
and a
insane.
Huge block by Des McIsaac. And the Sheridan cannot handle it as Mohawk up 3 points now, just about halfway to a possible victory if they can keep Sheridan at bay here as the Sheridan squad calls a timeout. Their first one in a little while.
Well, the first one of this set, but probably not the last one of the game, because this one's got, I think there's a lot more volleyball to be played than we really give credit here. 7-4 for Mohawk. But I don't think Sheridan's going to go down without a fight. They haven't seemed like they're going to. He's so far.
No.
And talking about not going down without a fight, I don't know what that segue was about, but let's take a look at the Mohawk Mountaineers first-year players.
You got Taylor Kelly, Mohawk having a lot of first-year players. Jessica Heidbert, a great first year. Jordan Geertz was serving off a storm today. Amy Pello, Jessie McIsaac, Danielle Camps, and Meredith Elstone.
Yeah,
but the big names that stand out there, you see McIsaac, Camps, and Heidbert.
Yeah, I can't imagine having a better rookie class than Mohawk's having right now. Heidbert sitting 7th in the league. And then you have more. You have McIsaac. You have multiple players who start on this team, and they have years left to play for Matthew Schnarr and the Mohawk Mountaineers.
That's a dig there by Alvarez. And a huge block by Jessica Heidbert. That's 2 big blocks from her in a row now. My mistake. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I'm assuming that Mohawk picked up the point there. There was a little bit of confusion and arguing about it as they were saying it was a tip. My mistake, I believe Sheridan might have picked that up. A little bit of confusion as they switch sides here halfway through this 5th and final set. And it looks like that point did get awarded to Sheridan. No, Mohawk, I guess they did make up their mind.
I think you need to make up your mind, Wes.
I guess I do need to make up my mind. And a big blast there from Tamia Cooper-Evelyn to get Sheridan back in here. Joelle Parnham with the serve for Sheridan here. Down by 3, looking to keep themselves alive in this short set. And a nice little tip, and that will be the double hit call against Mohawk. And the serve, the dig there by Camps. And they managed to get it up and over the net.
Yeah, just lucky that they hit it high enough there to get it over.
And a hard shot, but it gets called just barely in bounds there.
Yeah, and that one must have been straight on the line as it looked out. But the line ref did say in, so.
He has a lot better of a view than we do.
100%.
And a falling dig by Kovar there. And a nice hard blast there by Heidbert to pick up that point as they're now up 9-7 on Sheridan, still trying to hold that 2-point lead. Jessie McIsaac will serve. Alvarez with that dig. And just 3 diving efforts, but unfortunately just couldn't get it back towards the net. Sheridan staying within 1 here, as Tamia Cooper-Evelyn will have the serve.
And this one's starting to become a nail biter here as it's clutch time. 5th set, 9-8, Mohawk leads.
And a nice snipe there by Jessica Heidbert as Lynn's just in the very, very back corner.
And she hasn't missed very many so far in this set.
Jordan Geertz coming in will now serve for Mohawk. She had a nice, solid 4 or 5 serves earlier. Matthew Schnarr hoping she can come in and do the same here. Alvarez with the dig. A nice block and a diving effort by Kuiper to keep it alive, and a nice smart tip there by Kovar. Just McIsaac keeps it alive after it tips off some fingers. And a nice, well-placed shot there by Kovar, and the entire bench
is standing.
Or more or less just the coaches were super hyped about that play right there.
Yeah, two of the assistant coaches for Mohawk were just hyped.
Up 3 points. Jordan Geertz sends it over the heads of the squad just a little too high, but still picks up a point for Mohawk. Keeps them up 2. Kinsley Child will come back in. Manuela Alvarez will have the serve for Sheridan. And that is out of bounds. Smart decision there. Mohawk 3 points away from being able to take this in this 5th and final set, but Sheridan nowhere near out of this yet. Amanda Kuiper will now have the serve.
And if there's anybody that they want at the service line right now, it's Amanda Kuiper.
For sure. And that is just barely out of bounds.
She was going for the corner there on the opposite side of the court, but she just barely missed her spot.
Looks like she almost had it, but just not enough. Tara On will now serve. Mohawk still up by 2. The dig there by Child. And a nice backcourt shot, but it's kept alive. And a tip, but Amanda Kuiper handles it. And Sheridan has a big block there as Abrahams and Lay both went up and came down with a monster block for Sheridan. So they see themselves only down 1 here. And Tara On has the serve again. The dig there by Child. The dig. And the quick tip, diving effort by Kuiper, but unfortunately she can't keep it alive. We are all tied at 12s here, and what a comeback Sheridan has made as Matthew Schnarr calls a timeout here after a 5-6 point lead just got blown, and we're all even at 12s. Each team 3 points away. Remember, you do have to win by 2.
Yeah, and these teams so far are looking like they could play all night. They're not looking like they're going to...
I hope not.
Yeah, for our sake, maybe not.
It's almost past my bedtime as it is.
They don't seem to want to be going home anytime soon, though. 12-12. And it's been a very back-and-forth game, back and forth through the first 4 sets. And now in this set alone, it's been a short set, but now it's been a back-and-forth game.
By far the closest set we've seen, but would expect nonetheless in the 5th and final set, especially as it only goes to 15.
Yeah, and these next points you can promise are going to be some emotional ones, whether Mohawk gets them or doesn't get them.
Now Tara On will have the serve here, starting back up for that quick timeout. And the dig there. And they send it over. And that does drop just inside the line. What a smart little play there.
And what did I tell you about emotional points? Sheridan looked like they just got shot in the gut after that play was called.
Kelsey Kovar will have the serve, looking to use the momentum after that one. The dig there by Cooper Evelyn. And a big block in the dig by Kovar. And a nice smart tip by Vanderweide, but they keep it alive. Alvarez with the setup, and a huge block by Camps and Vanderweide.
And Parnham there was asking for the foot on the line call, but she's not going to get that.
And there's a timeout now by Sheridan.
Yeah, and they're going to have to here. Mohawk, they're going out in 12 versus 12 against 12 right there, looking for 3 points each. Mohawk gets 2 in a row, so now they have a chance to end this without even going into overtime if they can get this next point. Matthew Schneider is obviously going to be
telling this team all they need is to pick up this 1 point, but at the same time, you can't give up anything easy trying to get it.
Yeah, and Kinsley Child, I think she's been huge. You get a look at her there. She's been huge so far in this 5th set.
She missed
at the beginning of the game.
Missed a couple important digs, but she really brought it together these last 2 sets here.
Yeah, and because in the first 3, even in the first set, she wasn't. The defense was not there. They were just kind of, if she was getting digs too, they were going back over the net. Now she's actually getting digs that can set up plays, get it to the setter. And if she isn't getting the digs, then she has been putting up nice sets, but that's all you can expect from Kinsley Child.
She just had to settle into her game.
Well, you know both these teams realized how important this game was coming in the standings. If you didn't hear it earlier, 8-5 Mohawk sits while Sheridan is at 8-6. It's only a half game difference.
Kovar with the serve that could have ended the game. And it possibly was, but Sheridan keeps it alive. Matthew Schnarr jumping out of his pants, but the game's still going. And a funny call there, but Sheridan ends up picking up a point as Amanda Kuiper went to go set, but it got called a block attempt. That doesn't make much sense at all to me, but that is what it was called.
Yeah, Rachel Abrahams is going to be trying to go for something here.
Kinsey Child with an awkward dig. And that is a point for Sheridan as it gets called a double hit, but it would have dropped out of bounds anyway. We're even here at 14-14. You got to win by 2.
And we are into OT here in the 5th set.
Rachel Abraham serving for Sheridan. And a powerful shot that Rachel Abraham is not able to handle. Mohawk goes up 15-14 here.
And wasting little time as they make 3 substitutions. Hybert coming on along with Pello, and Kinsley Child will be taken out.
Amy Pello looking to close this game out here for Mohawk. Let's see if she can do it.
They haven't had a whole lot of luck coming off the bench for serves. Let's see if Matthew Schnarr made the right decision.
And an awkward dig, but it gets kept alive. And a nice little tip, a diving play by Kovar. And Sheridan gets that point to stay even as that was 4 hits. Mohawk had a nice desperation attempt to send the ball back over, but it got stuck in the top of the net and came right back down. Nothing much they could do about that one. Taylor Lay will now have the serve. 15-15 apiece here. Still got to win by 2.
Yeah, the issue whenever you're hitting into the net and trying to get it back up is you got to roll it off the net and up. That one just straight into the net and back down.
And a nice backcourt shot, but it goes out of bounds. And now Sheridan will be up 1 looking to close this out here. Matthew Schnarr calls a timeout. And not going to let Sheridan keep that momentum.
And just as we've been thinking that Mohawk had this glorious chance to complete a comeback here, now all of a sudden Sheridan just 1 point away from making their own kind of comeback. Or maybe just keeping this one to themselves, because they had the game not in the palm of their hands. It was 2-1.
It's been a very much back and forth game here. Especially in this set, Mohawk had a 3-point lead at one point, but now sees themselves down by 1 in extra time. OT. We're gonna get started here after that quick timeout. Now Taylor Lay will have the serve for Sheridan as Sheridan's looking to close this out here. And that will be the end of the game as Sheridan takes it 3-2 in overtime as just a misbounced play by Kelsey Kovar as the dig that she tried to set up went directly back into the net. An unfortunate bounce for Mohawk. And just an unfortunate way for this game to end as Mohawk fought really hard to fight back here, and they did fight back, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, not much else you can say other than that one was just about a heartbreaker for the Mohawk Mountaineers. They came so close. They had multiple opportunities to end that game out in the 5th set, coming back after losing 2 sets, the second and the third one pretty badly. They were able to regain their focus and take the 4th one. And like I said, had multiple opportunities to close this one out in the 5th, but just couldn't seem to do it. We're gonna get the best of the entire game here. Some really, really nice plays. Some good spikes, some good blocks.
Just some strong plays. That's a huge block there for Mohawk.
And this would be a huge play for Sheridan as they would win the game on this play. Just a missed bobble by the Mohawk squad. Great try for Mohawk here. Unfortunately, they were unable to take this one and will fall below Sheridan in the standings as they will be hot. Now they'll be half a game below them. It was a great try for Mohawk, but they'll have to try again just tomorrow, actually. If you can't get enough of volleyball like us, you'll be a happy, happy person, because it's going to be tomorrow starting 4 o'clock, the girls' game. We'll be taking on Redeemer College. We'll be right here at on Mohawk TV, so don't miss that. But for West Linwood, I'm Cody Lake, and this has been OCAA Volleyball on Mohawk TV.